It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Broughton Brewery, and this is their Hopo range of beers. This is their Session IPA, India Pale Ale, 4% ABV in a 500 milliliter bottle. It's a dark brown bottle to keep all of that lovely light out of the bottle and, of course, protect those hops. Silver bottle cap. I quite like it actually. Of course, Hopo, hippo. There's a hippo in a barrel. It's quite interesting. It's quite... I mean, Broughton Brewery kind of generally have beers like this. This is probably been doing some work in the conservatory. There's a little bit of plasterboard dust on this bottle, but this is their Old Jock Scotch Ale. This is what they're kind of famous for, more traditional type stuff. So it's always interesting when a brewery comes out with a new kind of arm of beers, if you like, and it's more kind of new world. I'm going to be pairing today's beer with some KP salt and vinegar peanuts, and they were sent to me by the wonderful Stuart Grant. Thank you very much, Stuart. Bottle opener. So as I mentioned, 4% ABV, 500 milliliter bottle. The beer's been out the fridge about 10 or so minutes, 10-15 minutes. One finger white head, good levels of carbonation. Amber coloured beer that's, I would say it's definitely not bottle conditioned. You can tell by the look of the beer, it's definitely not a bottle conditioned beer. There's no sediment, there's no, not much of a haze really either. A beer doesn't have to have haze. But then again, it's not the clearest beer in the world either, which I think is great. I would prefer a hazy beer over a clear beer. Let's get the aroma. It's got that... It's put a smile on my face. I can feel myself smiling. It's got that... Tip it over myself. It's got that lovely toffee malt sweetness coming through. But at the same time, it's lovely and hoppy. There's some grapefruit in there. There's some orange peel, some lemon. But mixed with that lovely toffee malt, it's offering up a fantastic aroma. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Ooh. Yeah, it's good. It's good. It reminds you, it definitely reminds you that I'm being careful with my words here, but it reminds you that if you're a good brewer, if you can brew these Old Jock Scotch ales and the Highland Jock, which is fantastic, and the stouts and the porters, you know, the more traditional style beers, if you can do that, then there's no reason why you can't turn your hand at producing a Session IPA. You're definitely getting the malts. You're definitely getting that kind of older school kind of feel on the beer. it's definitely a multi-session IPA. It's quite biscuity, it's sweet, it's toffee-like. But that's fine. That's absolutely fine, because then you got your hops, then you got those kind of orange peel and your grapefruit and your fleshy blood orange to some degree. And the reason why that put a smile on my face, because that offers great balance to the beer. There's great balance. You have all of that toffee, biscuity, malty stuff going on over there, and then you have all of that New World stuff going on over there. And in your mind's doing this. Your mind's tasting some of the malt, then it's tasting some of the hops, then it's tasting more of the malt, and it's like a crescendo of flavours going on in your mind. And that's what I like about when, again, being careful with my words, a more traditional brewer has a go at producing these kind of newer world beers. I like it a lot, I really do. It reminds me of when the kind of British brewers realised that there was a lot of American beer being exported to the UK, and they needed to do something about it, and they needed to start brewing their own beers. It reminds me of like the very beginnings of the British craft beer efforts, industry. And I like that though, because of the balance of the beer. I like the fact it's got great malt quality, it's got great hop quality. Of course, these days we're very much living in a world of New England IPA. New England IPA is all about like literally tasting not much malt at all and tasting no bitterness in the beer, and there's kind of one centralised flavour of hops and mouthfeel and hops. If you love that sort of thing, magic. But personally, I think it's been done to death. New England IPA has been done to death. It's got to the stage now where it's almost boring. And it's why I'm enjoying this beer so much, because there's so much more. It's not just a centralised flavour of hops and mouthfeel. It's got malt flavour, it's got some bitterness. There's some kind of almost like more strings to the bow here. You can play a slightly different tune on this beer if you so wish. It's really good. Let's try these KP. Now I've had the Aldi versions of these. But KP are the kings, aren't they? They are the nut kings. Oh. Look at that seasoning. Look at that salt and vinegar seasoning on my fingers. They are full on. Oh. No holding back salt and vinegar. Whoa. Fantastic. Oh. Wow. They're the best thing ever with beer. Oh. My wife loves salt and vinegar. She can eat that whole bag tonight. I guarantee it. I'm going to say, try these. She's going to take them off me and eat the whole bag. Oh, they are fantastic. If you're a salt and vinegar lover, like a proper co-op salt and vinegar crisps, if you like that real strong salt and vinegar flavour, then look no further than these KP crisps. They are fantastic. KP nuts even. 10 out of 10 for the nuts. 10 out of 10 for the nuts. Which seem to have a death wish, trying to jump off the bar at every level. The beer, for a 4% session IPA, that beer has so much flavour. That has so much going on, it really does. That complex malt body, that complex malt flavour versus the complex hops in the beer, it's quite brilliant. If you like balance, if you like a difference in your beer, then give this a go. Give the Hopo a go. The session IPA, it's good. I like it enough to give it a Stone the Crows 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.